Bullies mock 9-year-old black girl in karate class until she drops them in under 60 seconds. Why is she even here? She ain't one of us. Ayanna stood alone on the mat, facing the boy who'd spent weeks humiliating her. His smirk said it all. He expected her to fold. But what happened next made the whole dojo go silent. In under 60 seconds, everything changed. The insults, the bias, the silence from adults, all of it flipped. This is the story of a 9-year-old black girl who turned humiliation into victory and forced everyone to look again. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Drop your city name in the comments so we can see how far our story travels. At just 9 years old, Ayanna James moved through the world with quiet confidence and a fierce love for karate. Her mother enrolled her in a new dojo after relocating to a predominantly white suburb. It was supposed to be a fresh start. The mats felt familiar beneath her feet, the air filled with the soft thud of punches meeting pads. But something was off. The smiles were thin, the stares linger. Still, Ayanna showed up, barefoot and ready, every single day. She wore her white belt with pride and pushed through drills with laser focus. Her mother watched from the benches, hopeful. Ayanna didn't notice the whispers at first, or maybe she did, but she refused to let them win. She wanted to prove she belonged. What she didn't know, yet, was that proving herself wouldn't be about strength or skill. It would be about standing tall in the face of something much uglier. The jokes started small. A muttered "show off" after a clean kick. A scoff when she broke a board faster than the others. Then came the giggles, louder, more pointed. "Bet she learned that from fighting in the hood," one boy sneered, loud enough for Ayanna to hear. Laughter followed. The sensei didn't say a word. At first, Ayanna ignored it. She trained harder, faster, sharper. But the comments grew bolder. They mocked her hair, her skin, her attitude. At home, Ayanna's mother saw the change. How her daughter stopped bouncing into the car after class. How she stared silently at her fists, as if trying to understand what they meant in a world that already seemed ready to label her as angry, threatening, less. One afternoon, the dojo held a sparring tournament. Parents filled the room. The sensei announced matchups. Ayanna's name was called, against one of the boys who never stopped tormenting her. The same one who joked that she should go back to where she came from. As she stepped onto the mat, whispers rippled through the room. "This'll be quick," someone said. Ayanna looked at her opponent. He smirked. She looked to the side, saw her mother, and something clicked. This wasn't about karate anymore. It was about every word they'd thrown at her, every look, every insult swallowed. This was a moment, hers to take back. The match began. The boy lunged in, cocky and loud. Ayanna didn't flinch. She sidestepped, twisted, and dropped him with a clean leg sweep. Gasps filled the air. He jumped up, red-faced and furious, rushing again, only to be countered with a swift strike that sent him sprawling. In under 60 seconds, it was over. Silence gripped the room. Her opponent lay stunned on the mat. The sensei called it. Ayanna stood tall, fists lowered, breathing calmly. The same students who laughed now stared, wide-eyed and speechless. For the first time, Ayanna wasn't just seen, she was respected. But respect wasn't what she came for. She came to reclaim her dignity. And in that moment, she did more than win a match. She shattered every stereotype they tried to chain her with. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It helps. Ayanna left the mat with her mother's tearful smile meeting her eyes. She didn't say a word. She didn't have to. That match became more than dojo chatter. It spread. Parents asked questions. The sensei scheduled a meeting about inclusivity. Things began to shift. Ayanna continued to train, not to prove herself, but because she loved it. The dojo was no longer a battlefield. It became a space she reshaped with grace and quiet strength. Her story is a reminder that kids feel more than we realize, that racism doesn't always shout, it whispers, it mocks, it tests, and sometimes it takes a child's courage to expose it. So here's the question. How many Ayannas have to fight in silence before we finally listen and act? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.